Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Let's take a look at the numbers for Jaden McDaniels.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle, and it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. And for Utah, the pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen, and it's Collier in at the 1. Well, Greg, this matchup features two teams that want to slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
Clock at 4. Back to Collins. Kept alive. Edwards against Sexton. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. Nailed from three-point land.
Colin Sexton early in his career has demonstrated great instincts in the pick and roll, good decision making.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, Kevin. Talked to Will Hardy a little while ago. Now I asked him how you take care of the Stifle Tower himself, Rudy Gobert. Coach said, I think you just try to pester him on defense and stay away from him on offense. If he's anywhere near our shooters, that means it's time to move the ball. So they'll have to play keep away when it comes to Gobert. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And so it's Utah here with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Now here's Randle. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And it's Collier missing.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
To the middle, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Well, spectacular athleticism from the 7-foot center Gobert. Wow.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
Timeout.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Jazz making a switch here. Clarkson's checked in. And now it's time for the Rookie Watch with this season's assist leaders. This is the newest crop of playmakers in the NBA. You look at George, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists. And, of course, Isaiah Collier. He's in that same group.
It's been a grand entrance to the NBA for both of these players. I mean, I think we could be seeing two of the next great playmakers in our league.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. 5 to shoot. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Collier's got 6.
It's not just the decision-making, it's the ability to put the pass where it needs to be, when it needs to be there. Mr. Markkanen, well done, sir.
Markkanen against Conley. Inside. That's good from Edwards on the assist by Conley.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Collier. Kessler, a screen on Edwards. Down low. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Defensive pressure simply not enough to deter Kessler in that instance.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves, trailing by 5. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
And we'll see if anything's different this year, because they didn't match up well with this team last year, getting swept in the season series.
Mike Conley was drafted, Doris, back in 2007. And somehow, some way, he's gone his whole career without receiving a technical foul. Heck, you and I have received technical fouls over here, but not him on the floor.
Kevin, that is an impressive feat, and it's also probably why he's won the NBA Sportsmanship Award more than anyone else in the history of the league, and why we will never win it.
Now here's Edwards. Jordan Clarkson missing his last shot.
Really nice decision-making by Anthony Edwards. If you're going to play in the NBA, you've got to read off pick-and-roll action.
A minute 20 left to play in the first. Clarkson outside. Markkanen kicks to Collins. High post, Kessler. 5 on the clock. Edwards with the block.
Wow, great defensive play by Anthony Edwards, engaged on that end of the floor right now.
Here's the lob to the hoop. It's stolen by Gobert. To the inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. To the paint, here's Edwards. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now Clarkson looking to end the run, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. Rudy Gobert, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Timberwolves. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be right back after this. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Joe Ingles is out there with Naz Reid. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Dillingham in at the point guard position. Edwards. Sexton grabs the board. Jazz trail by 3. Edwards with the block. And he recovers it. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Clarkson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Dillingham with it, defended by George. Out to Edwards, and stolen by Sexton. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to Golden State. Pass to Ingles. Ingles with the screen for Edwards. Over Sexton. Edwards can't hit. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
They just got overwhelmed. We knew that game was going to be a tough one for them, and we were right.
Sometimes it's about the talent disparity, and it would have taken a massive effort for them to even be competitive, and it was nothing close to that.
That free throw missing. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars, and I think we have a beautiful game now.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. Mike Conley comes in for Dillingham, and it's tied up with that one. Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz, where do they fit in a very competitive Western Conference?
Well, think about it, Kev. The Gobert and Mitchell era was successful, but they couldn't get to the ultimate prize. So then you trade those 2 players away, you get a load of picks. This is the direction you've chosen, but now it's going to take some time and some patience.
Now, here's Collins. Still yet to score. Shoots over Reed. Collins, good. And the Jazz lead by 2.
Typically, you see John Collins work the mid-range at some point. He's dialed in right there.
Timberwolves passing it around. Reed with a screen on Clarkson. Edwards can't hit.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have... And Clarkson leaving no doubt with that finish, folks.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Timberwolves trail by 4. Right side, Conley. And they get it. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Utah.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the 3-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Free throw good, Edwards. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
And Will Hardy has called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. You look at the Timberwolves. They're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins. And, of course, Utah, right now, quite a ways down below.
And I think for the Timberwolves, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
Here's McDaniels after the made shot from Lowry Markkanen. Randall with the bucket.
Well, you cannot sleep on Julius Randle. Catch and shoot jumper. Okay, Julius, we see you.
Jazz have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Here's Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on George. For 3, Edwards. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Collins passes to Markkanen. Buries it from 3-point range. And it's a 5-point Jazz lead.
Well, you can see this team depends on Markkanen to space the floor, delivers with the range 3 there.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Sexton, he's checked in for the Jazz. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. .110 left to play in the first half. And
My goodness. How about Gobert with the find? On time and on target. Nicely done, Rudy.
Jazz leading by 3. Right side, Collins. Outside, Sexton. The 3. Rebound, Minnesota. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Randall dishes to Gobert. And there's the call on John Collins. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Floats it up for Randall. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. It's the Jazz. They're up by 3. And will return shortly.
20 seconds.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
Fairly easy stretch for them. Could even have some blowouts, allowing them to rest their stars a little bit.
That would be their best case scenario, but then again, best laid plans. And let's review how things are going for the Jazz. They find themselves in a tight one here at the half.
You'll see teams attempt to space the floor, but these guys really do it. They've got great shooters who take great shots.
And a few times, even when they didn't have a good look, they made it look good.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Edwards with a strong contribution so far in this one.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for Minnesota. It's a three-point game. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's Collier in at the one. That's the group right now for Utah. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. And I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
And it's really good to see Edwards knock down the mid-range jumper. He continues to work on becoming more consistent from that area.
Here's Collier. 8 points for him. Collins with it. Now defended by Randall.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
My question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here is Conley. Scoreless thus far. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Pass to Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on McDaniels. Stolen by McDaniels. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Stolen by Kessler. One-on-one here. It's stolen by Gobert. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. Count it. Edwards got the lead up to 4 now for Minnesota.
Well, Anthony Edwards came into the league with a reputation as a scorer. He is starting to hum a little bit right here.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Attention fans, on the court now, your high squad. Get up and let them in. It's time for t-shirts.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. And here's a check of the 2K leaderboard and the top rebounding shooting guards of the past 10 games. Second is Anthony Edwards.
And these are sort of your do-it-all guys. I mean, even if rebounding isn't necessarily a priority for shooting guards, it's still something that helps your team get wins.
Oh, no doubt about it. Their contributions on the glass provide their team with a huge bonus. As hard as they work on the glass, it makes things a lot easier for their teammates in the post. Lessens the load a little bit on those interior guys.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Markkanen. Well, defensively, Doris, these Minnesota Timberwolves are really a cut above the rest.
They led the league in defensive rating in 2024. They have so many ways to shut down what you're trying to do offensively. Length, athleticism, rim protection, commitment, and great scheme. They are a nightmare.
Now Randall. after Colin Sexton's three-pointer that didn't go. Shot clock at 5. Conley inside the line. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Mike Conley. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And most important of all is his passing. He's a terrific distributor in their offense.
But certainly one of his best attributes, creating offense even when it looks like there's nothing there.
He misses the free throw.
What you love about Rudy Gobert is he understands his strengths and where he can impact the game. That is primarily on the defensive end, but also as a screen setter offensively.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Filipowski, he's checked in for Collins. And Georgia subbed in for Collier. Good on the second free throw.
Rudy Gobert, throughout his career, has done 2 things. Double-double threat. He's going to rebound it consistently and play great defense. That rim protection is real.
Outside, Markkanen. Back to George. It counts, and the foul. Michael Conley picks one up.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Utah shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
At the line for 1, George.
That's good from George.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
Pass to Conley. Now, Alexander Walker. He's guarded by Markkanen. Here's Edwards. Edwards loves it in there.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
George with the ball. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Here's Kessler. Pass to Markkanen. To the middle. Here's Sexton. Count that one. Sexton's got 7 points.
Man, that's a big-time fearless move from Colin Sexton. Put it home, young sir.
And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, Lauri Markkanen had said all along he was content to stay in Utah. And after signing a contract extension, he remains with the Jazz. He turns 28 in May, so he's just entering his prime. There's plenty of runway left if the Jazz think he can guide them back to the playoff mix. And with the timing of when Markkanen signed his extension, he is not trade eligible during this season.
Shams, we really appreciate the update. We know how detailed you are. Thanks so much. Eubanks, he's checked in for Utah. Clarkson comes in for Colin Sexton.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
They set the pick. Clarkson kicks to Markkanen. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
DB, ever since winning the most improved player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
First free throw is good. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
And the Jazz making a change here. Sensabaugh is checked in. Both free throws good from Randall.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. To the wing on the left. Clarkson outside. Tries again. And he lays it up and in. Clarkson's got 5.
Well, Jordan Clarkson, a nice, efficient look there. Boy, that'll help your percentages.
.24 seconds left in the third. Randall surveying the D. Six to shoot. And it's blocked. And they get it back.
Alexander Walker.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards out there with Dillingham. Then it's Naz Reid. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Garza in at the 5, roaming the paint. To the left side wing. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Cans it from downtown. Edwards got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Minnesota.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And let's give them credit to the shot blocking on display. They set the tone early and have kept the pressure on defensively.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Alexander Walker. Clock at 6. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by George. Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Sensabaugh. Clarkson outside. Inside. Stolen by Reid. Here's Dillingham. And the shot goes in. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
Naz Reid, what a nice find. This guy always has his eyes up and ready to look for options.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Down low, here's Clarkson. That ball's nice feed that time from George. And that's now 10 points for Jordan Clarkson. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Pass to Reid. Here's Alexander Walker. Reid finds Edwards. Back to Reid. It's good from long range. Reid's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team.
It's your Utah Jazz Dancers.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. Able to listen in on Will Hardy's huddle with his team. Now, he's not happy with the perimeter defense. He told them we have to hustle more out to the three-point line because they look real comfortable out there now. I want you contesting every 3 they put up. We'll see if that intensity increases on D. Guys?
Thanks, David. Now, here's Markkanen. To the inside. And with that shot, the Minnesota Leafs got down to 5 on the bucket from Sexton.
And Colin Sexton is a scorer. It doesn't matter if he's on the interior. This guy is determined to capitalize.
Down low, here's Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Outside, Sexton. Collins setting the pick for Sexton. Pass to Collier. Fires for three. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. McDaniels passes to Edwards. Oh, Edwards!
Well, we know this about Anthony Edwards. This guy, one of the stronger guards in this game. That's a tough finish.
And the Jazz with possession here. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Sexton. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Minnesota. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Sexton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Edwards from the arc. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Utah has gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Collier. That 3 off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Edwards. Strong move inside by Edwards.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
1:27 left in the fourth. Collins, a screen on Conley. Outside, Sexton. Takes the 3. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Showing a very healthy 6 for 9.
Big basket by Sexton. You see why his team will lean on him in these moments.
Gobert with a screen for Edwards. No good with the layup. Utah has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Here's Collins, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you love the aggressiveness from John Collins right there. Draws the contact in the process of being assertive.
For Utah, John Collins taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Both shots good from the stripe.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead now to a 1-possession game.
And here's Edwards from the arc. The rebound by the Jazz.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Collins against McDaniel. Here's Sexton. Gobert with the defensive effort. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
So it's the Timberwolves now. 3-point lead. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second team foul. Shooting for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Anthony Edwards has all the skill and attributes to be one of the best in the league. But these are the moments, if you're going to be in that company, you've got to make foul shots. He's able to make it a two-possession game with some solid work at the line right there.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. And what's their best move at this point?
No time to waste here. Quick bucket and a foul.
Everybody has got to be in the exact perfect position defensively, and execution has got to be on point.
"17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Collins a screen on Edwards. And it's Sexton penetrating. It's good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
This is what leaders do. You gotta love seeing Sexton own these moments and coming up clutch.
At the line for the Jazz, Colin Sexton, shooting 1.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
Anthony Edwards is one of the most explosive athletes in the league. He can burn you with his perimeter jump shooting. He's dangerous in transition. And look out, folks, the upside is there.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Here's Collins. And a missed layup. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Second personal foul. 12th team foul. At the line for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, you love a guy who gets himself to the line, takes his time, and makes the free throws. Complete professional.
And so Minnesota takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Mike. The game is flowing for you. What is it like to be on a win streak like this?
Well, the game's just back to being easy again, you know, just making the right plays, playing off of the teammates, and guys are just really being unselfish. And it's easy for me to play in that style, and it's fun to be around.
You sure look like you're having fun, man. Thanks very much. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.